Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to talk with you how to effectively communicate what you want. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Recently, I have a friend who called me. He told me he left his previous group and he joined a new group, but he still not happy with this new group. So I asked about why don't you like your new group? He said, you know what? The reason that I left my previous group is not because I don't like the work or the people. It's just because I want to get a promotion or raise, but I didn't speak it out at the beginning. What I did is I told my boss that I want to leave. I want to experience something else. So he's hoping for the boss will say, okay, how about I give you a raise and you stay in the group. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. His manager let him go at that time and he didn't get what he really want. Also, some of you may also have problem like your significant others want you to spend the night with him while you work very late. They start to criticize you for your working so long, so back and forth. But what actually they're looking for is your time. They want you to spend the valuable time with him or her during that night. So why does this happen a lot of times? That actually we want something, but we speak out something else. So I think there's a lot of reasons. The most important top 3 reasons are: first, the fear of rejections. So most of us have a natural fear of being rejected by others. That's why a lot of cases we don't even open up, because we don't want to lose our face in public or in others' eyes. But the reality is, if you don't make the ask, you will feel at the beginning because you never get a chance to get what you want. So why don't you just go ahead to make the ask? Second is that we assume or expect others know what we're thinking. Like in the previous story, my friends expect the boss should know that he want to raise because maybe some new person joined this group with a higher pay, or even someone got promoted recently with his same level. So whatever reason happens, we don't want to expect others to know what we expect them to know. There's a lot of research saying why we have this kind of lateral expectation to think other people will know what we think. Is that when we start as an infant, expect our parents to know what we want. If they don't give what we want, we will just cry until we get what we want. So that's how this expectation rooted. As you grow at a later age, you start to learn that by asking your parents certain things, and you also learn that maybe you cannot always get what you want. But unfortunately, some of us still didn't learn enough in our life to speak out what we exactly want at our work or during personal lives. The third is a uncertainty of whether we deserve or not. So a lot of times we hold ourselves back because we feel like if we make the ask, we're not sure if we deserve it. It's kind of like lack of confidence. But again, if you don't make the ask, you never know what are the gap. Maybe you are overqualified for that promotion, but you just don't have the courage to speak up. So after we know those reasons that why we don't speak up at the outset, we should develop some strategies to overcome or try to make our communication more effective at work or in your personal life. Recently, I read a book called Nonviolent Communication. I think we can learn something from it. They provide 4 steps for you to communicate with anyone. First is describe the observation based on facts and not on judgment or on your emotional reactions. Just list out the basic facts and the data. Second, try to express your feelings. For example, you can say, I'm sad that you didn't come on time. Express your feelings is important for others to understand you. After you express your feelings, because again, you didn't have any of your emotional judgment saying the person is bad or wrongdoings. So you'll be sound very objective. So people will not think you're finger pointing or complain anything. So that's the good thing about it. After you've been expressed the facts and your feelings, then you will talk about your underlying needs. Basically, you want to be heard. For example, if in some meetings, you keep talking to people of your proposals, but people just ignore for whatever reasons. So you want to say that you have a need to get heard, or even sometimes you have a need to be loved, appreciated. So try to tackle into these needs. People will be empathy for your needs. And the last is to make the request, to ask them for specific actions for them to do such that they can meet your needs. So if you can do this, I'm pretty sure you can make it a more effective communication at work or any places in your personal life. I still have few tips for you to communicate effectively at what you want. Again, with the first one we talked about before, make a straight and direct ask. Don't try to assume others will know what you want, because if you don't put it out straight, people will never know. The best method or the best way to get what you want always be have a direct ask. Second is you have to assess the person that you're gonna ask from, because it might be a different situation. For example, if it's your family members, you know them well, then you can be more open, or you are more willing to open up for your ask. But again, if it's if it's in a work, for example, if a new coworker or your boss, which you haven't created a good relationship before, what you want to do is maybe you will spend some time to build that relationship and report at the beginning. If they don't know you well, maybe your ask, they cannot clearly understand why you have certain asks. During the stage that you make those connections or build those relationships, especially with your managers or boss, you want to understand from their point of view. Don't treat them as the enemy. You still want to build a positive relationship with them. Assume they also have the good intention. Don't think they have the conflict of interest with you at the beginning. Be open-minded. Try to assume the good intention from the counterpart. Next, once you know your counterpart well enough, so you need to take the 4 steps I described earlier from the book Nonviolent Communication, to give your observations, express your feelings, speak out your needs, and also make the request. In that way, you will have much higher chance to get what you want. The last one is also try to make your ask be clear. Like I said, first you want to be directly make the request, but also you want to make it clear and concise, because people are busy. If you cannot make your request in a concise way, people may end up forgetting or even don't get to a point. In this high-paced world, you really need to understand what you need, your bottom line, and try to make that request concisely. Okay, so here's what I can share with you today. Hopefully it will help you to make that ask whatever you want at work or to your personal life. The question of the day is, have you ever had the experience that you want certain things from people, but you end up asking something else? If you do, please leave your comments down below and share your story with us. Thank you.